Bhagavad Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyanta Vande Shri Guru Paramparam Om Shri Shankaracharya Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahavijam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Namaste Bhavya. Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Yajyadacharati shreshtaha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastanadanu vartate.
Second line again.
Sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanu vartate.
Good.
Leena Mehuldama Bhagini.
न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम् त्रिषु लोकेषु किञ्चन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यम् वर्त एव च कर्मणि.
Very good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
यदि ह्ययन्न वर्तेयम् जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Ram Ram sir.
Ram Ram.
Utsite yurume lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham sangarasya cha karta syam upahanyami ma prajaha.
Is Sankarasya Karta Syam. Up to that is one padam.
Okay.
Sankarasya Karta Syam. Upahanyami ma prajaha.
Sankarasya cha karta syam upahanyami ma prajaha.
Okay, good. So we'll start with the new shloka for today. Yeah.
Srimati Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste. Sakta karmanya vidvamsah.
Saktah karmanya vidvamsah. Saktah karmanya vidvamsah.
Yata kurvanti bharata.
Yatha kurvanti bharata. Yatha kurvanti bharata.
Sakta karmanya vidvamsah. Yata kurvanti bharata.
Saktah karmanya vidvamsah. Yatha kurvanti bharata. Saktah karmanya vidvamsah. Yatha kurvanti bharata.
Next.
K. Lalita
Thank you.
Bhagini.
Yes sir.
Kuryat vidvan.
Kuryat vidwan. Kuryat vidwan.
Tata saktah.
Stadha saktaha. Stadha saktaha.
When you are splitting it, you should say tata saktah. Tata means like him.
Okay.
When you say vidwan and then tata, then it becomes vidvans tata. Okay.
Okay, sir.
When you're splitting it, you can say tata saktah, but you are fine also. Whatever you said is also correct. No doubt about it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Kuryad vidvan tata saktah. So it becomes kuryad vidvans tata saktah.
Kuryat vidvams tadha saktaha.
Correct.
Kuryat vidvams tadha saktaha.
Chikishu
Chikirshu
loka sangraham.
लोकसङ्ग्रहम् लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
चिकीर्षु लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम् चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
कुर्यात् विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम् कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
Yes, ma'am.
सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत
सत्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत सत्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत
Next.
ललिता रामचंद्रन भगिनी
कुर्यात् विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम् कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
Good. Next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी
The first line 2 times.
सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी
The second line 2 times.
कुर्याद्विद्वांसथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम् कुर्याद्विद्वांसथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
Good. Next.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
First line 2 times.
सक्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत सक्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
Second line 2 times.
नमस्ते महोदय
Namaste.
कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम् कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय
Both the line once slowly.
सक्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्यात् विद्वांस्तथासक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी HR भगिनी
The two lines.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Which one? The first line?
So both the lines.
Both.
Full shloka slowly once.
Okay. Sakta karmanya vidvansah yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvanstata saktah chikirshurloka sangraham.
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय
Namaste.
सक्ता कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस्तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षु लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
Chikurshurlokasankramam. Chikirshur. Chikirshur.
चिकीर्षु लोकसङ्ग्रहम्.
Okay. Next.
कृष्णपावनी भगिनी.
Both the lines.
सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्.
Good. One more person.
के ललिता भगिनी.
Both the lines once.
Yes, sir. सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्.
One more person.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी. अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी. ओके. श्रीमती भगिनी. श्रीमती भगिनी.
Yes, Madhya.
Yeah. Once you tell the shloka.
सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसः यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत कुर्याद् विद्वांस्तथा सक्तः चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्.
So, last week when we were discussing about it, we said that a person who is pursuing karma yoga, he cannot shy away from responsibility, cannot shy away from karma. He has to continue to do karma. The karma, whatever he is doing, is with the kind of a attitude is going to be different. That the attitude is going to be for his own antakarana shuddhi. Because antakarana shuddhi is important for getting jnana. So then Bhagavan was talking about Janaka and other people as to how they were doing the responsibilities with detachment, but for the sake of the people. Loka Sangraha Mevapi, Janaka Deha, they all took care of those people. Then he also talked about himself as to he does not have anything to do in the three worlds, but still he is continuously engaged in doing something or other right from the time he was born till the time he is now talking to Arjuna on the chariot and giving him the advice. He has been on something or other, some actions or other. He has also done some tough actions like killing Kansa, killing Madhu, killing, he has also killed people in the entire process. So he says that what is to be done has to be done. You can't shy away from it. But do not have hate, do not have raga dveshas, right, being the primary reason for you to do your karma. So he is being telling like that. So I remember sometime around a week or 10 days back, somebody asked, when we are not going to be attached to our results, do we have the same enthusiasm with which we will do the work? I think somebody asked whether people will be enthusiastic in doing the work because they are not going to be looking for the benefits of the results. Okay. So to ensure that such kinds of people understand the basic principle of karma yoga, Bhagavan is telling to Arjuna this shloka. Avidvamsaha. Avidvamsaha are ajnanis. Okay. They are not people who are, they are primarily people engaged in karma, but not with the karma yoga attitude. Because most of us do only at some point in time in life only we start looking at Vedanta, start looking at what is life, what is the purpose, etc. Then only we have a different type of attitude towards karma. Whereas rest of the time we are continuously engaged in some karma or other based on our raga dveshas. So people who are doing karma with raga dveshas being the primary driver, but doing the karma as per dharmic way. I don't say that they are doing illegal way. No, they are all doing a dharmic way of karma only, but they are not having karma yoga attitude because they are continuously doing karma for results of that action, which is going to benefit them from anything. It may be artha or kama, anything. It might be for pleasure, it might be for security, it might be for taking care of the children, it might be for building some kind of property. So they are doing that, but in a dharmic manner only. So we are not talking about anybody who is adharmic in this particular case. But they are all called avidvamsaha. Vidvam means people who are able to understand that they are doing it with a clear understanding that they are doing a karma with a karma yoga attitude. Avidvan means he is an ajnani, but he is not a bad person. He is doing it dharmically. So the ajnanis who are driven by raga dveshas in the samsara world of samsara, everybody is driven by raga dveshas. Right from the time we are born, we are continuously pursuing something for ourselves and our family. We do that. So those kinds of people, they have got tremendous attachment for whatever they are doing. They are attached to the karma that they do. Avidvamsaha saktaha karmani. They are attached to the karma that they do. For example, take Ambani or Adani. Maybe they are doing a very, very legal business, but they always have a kind of a drive to earn more, make the company the topmost in the world, higher amount of profit. They are not doing anything illegally, but they are driven by power, by money, by recognition, all those kinds of things, they are doing it. So, saktaha karmanya avidvamsaha. There are ajnanis, but they are driven by a passion to do things. Karmani saktaha. They are continuously attached to the actions that they do. Yata kurvanti bharata. The way these people do, who are not ajnanis, the way they are able to get themselves passionate about what they are doing, he is telling kuryad vidvamsaha. So that is the same way jnanis, that are people who are pursuing karma yoga, should also do, but asaktaha kuryad vidvams tata, in the same way like they are doing, the kind of josh with which these people are doing the work with enthusiasm, the same way you do, but asaktaha, but do not get attached to the results of action. You should have only kartavya buddhi, that I am supposed to do it, I am doing it. Okay. Chikishu loka sangraham. Chikushu means desirous of doing act, desirous of doing karma. Why do you do the desirous? Why are you desirous of doing the karma? Loka sangraham, for the sake of taking care of people. So Bhagavan says, you are kartavyam, iti kartavyam. If something is to be done by you, you have to do it. You cannot escape that. You cannot run away from that. And when you take up that responsibility, you are doing it for the purpose of others. You don't have selfish interest, because karma yoga person does not have anything selfish motivation. He is doing it for sake of everybody. Loka sangraham. So desirous of loka sangraham is doing. Chikishu, desirous of acting for the sake of loka sangraham, but asaktaha kuryad. Do it without attachment. So what he is now telling in this shloka is that the way the people who are ajnanis, they are attached to the karma and they do it with so much amount of enthusiasm. In the same way, you as a karma yogi also, for the purpose of loka sangrahamam, do those kinds of actions with an attitude of asakta, without attachment. So that is what he is telling here. So now if you look at it from the perspective of who is the person who is avidvamsaha, those people, when they do anything, they do action, definitely they are looking for result. I don't think that anybody is going to do an action in this world. Forget karma yogi, I am telling other karmis, other people who are doing engaged in karma. Those people are going to do an action with a very, very desired results that they are looking forward. Maybe a business, maybe a purchase or something, maybe some kind of plan for future. Everything you're doing action primarily with a result that is going to be in the mind. Okay. But those people will have enthusiasm, they will have anxiety, and they will also have concern. So whenever you are going to be on a project, on a personal basis to take care of you or your family, we have what are the three things that drives us to do an action? One is enthusiasm, then the anxiety that everything should go off well and there should not be any problem. Now also a concern. You do something, then you also have some kind of concerns to be met. I take a big loan, then you may have a concern. How do I manage to make this particular expense met? So that concern also is there. Anxiety, I have booked this flat. Will this person give it to me in time or not? Will that specifications be okay? All those kinds of concerns will be there. So you have enthusiasm, you have got anxiety, you got a concern. So all the three things are there when the person is attached to a kind of a job that he is doing. But he says that vidvans, people who have understood the karma yoga attitude, you do the same kind of thing with same kind of attitude and enthusiasm. You have enthusiasm, but do not have anxiety, do not have concern. Take them out. Because anxiety is you are bothered about results and then you get into anxiety. You are bothered about the means and you get into anxiety. You take them out. You do kartavyam. I am supposed to do. I am supposed to do this for the sake of everybody, not for me. Then do it. So he says that you also have the thing is anybody is doing a job, they'll have enthusiasm, concern, and anxiety. He says you also have enthusiasm, but get rid of your anxiety and concern when you're doing that. And when you cultivate this thing, then you are going to be getting into a karma yogic attitude, which is going to help you in terms of your antakarna chutti. So, whenever you do anything, the loka sangraha means you are not driven by raga dveshas. Raga dveshas are our personal thing. I like something, so I am doing it. I don't like something, so I am not doing it. Okay. So, Loka Sangraham means it is not for your raga dveshas, which are for your own selfish requirement, but it is primarily for the benefit of everybody. So, that is what is the thing that he says. So, he says, do not compromise on enthusiasm just because you are not going to get any personal benefit. Because many times, whenever any job is given to us, first question that we all ask is, what is in it for me? That is the question. Management also, when you go for a discussion and all, we say, this is the project I want to do. First question they'll ask it as a management thing, what is in it for me and what is in it for the organization? That is the first thing they'll ask. But here, when they say Loka Sangraham, we don't have anything for us. What is in it for me? I am not having anything for me. I am doing it for others. So that is the kind of attitude with which Bhagavan says that you have to be a karma yogi. You have to do what is to be done. You have to be desirous of acting Loka Sangraham, but with the same enthusiasm, like a person who is Ajnani, please do that. Don't be casual about not doing things properly. Be very committed to whatever you're supposed to do. Okay. Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
Na buddhibedhan janayed.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत्
Ajnanam karma sanginam.
अज्ञानं कर्म संगिनाम् अज्ञानं कर्म संगिनाम्
Ajnanam karma sanginam.
अज्ञानां कर्म संगिनाम् अज्ञानां कर्म संगिनाम्
Na buddhibedhan janayed. Ajnanam karma sanginam.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्म संगिनाम् न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्म संगिनाम्.
Good. Next.
Lalita Ramachandran Bhagini.
Doshayet sarva karmani.
जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि
Vidvan yukta samacharan.
विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्
Joshayet sarva karmani. Vidvan yukta samacharan.
जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Good. Next.
Leena Mehul Dama Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Na buddhibedhan janayed. Ajnanam karma sanginam.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्म संगिनाम् न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनाम्.
Next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste. जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्. जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी.
The first line 2 times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानं कर्मसङ्गिनाम्.
Ajnana karma sanginam. Yeah.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानं कर्मसङ्गिनाम्.
No, it is
न
na buddhi bedan
बुद्धिभेद
janayed ajnanam karma sanginam.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनाम्. न
Janayed.
बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत्.
No, you should say janayed. It is not having half matra for na there. It is full. Na is full. Janayed. Na buddhi bedan janayed ajnanam karma sanginam.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनाम्.
Okay. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी.
First line 2 times, please.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानं कर्मसङ्गिनां. न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानं कर्मसङ्गिनां.
Ajnanam karma sanginam. Not ajnanam. Ajnana.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानं कर्मसङ्गिनां.
Correct.
न
Once again.
बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानं कर्मसङ्गिनां.
Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी.
Second line 2 times.
जोषये सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्. जोषये सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Good. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी.
Yes, ma'am.
First line 2 times.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनाम्. न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनाम्.
Next.
लक्ष्मी बीबी भगिनी.
Second line 2 times.
जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्. जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Good. Next.
श्री लक्ष्मी HR भगिनी.
Both the lines once.
Yes, sir. न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां. जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय.
Yes, Mहोदय.
Both the lines.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां. जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी.
Both the lines once.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Okay.
Both the lines once.
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्.
Okay, good. So we'll go to the meaning of this. So it was told in the previous shloka that we should be doing the karma enthusiastically, though we are a karma yogi. He is wanting Arjuna to be karma yogi. Karma yogi, we have understood the high level meaning of karma yogi is that you are doing it with the intention of chitta chutti or antakarna chutti and loka sangraha mevapi. You do it for sake of everybody, for loka sangraham, and there is no selfish interest. It is not driven by your raga dveshas. But this does not mean that you cannot be enthusiastic in terms of what is to be done. Kartavyam means it is to be done. If you know something has to be done, you have to be enthusiastic about it. So that's what he had told in the earlier sloka. Coming to this sloka, the thing is that Karma Yogi is right now on a path. He knows very clearly that he is doing a karma for the sake of his own antakarna chuti and not looking at the results. Okay, because he is right now in this particular path, and the person who is karmi, the person who is a person who is engaged in karma for the sake of raga dveshas, he is doing a karma dharmic way with lot of enthusiasm. This person who is a karma yogi should not go and create confusion in the mind of those people. You cannot go and say that why are you doing all these things? What is the purpose? Don't look at result. You are not supposed to do all these things. Go and do antakarna chutti. He cannot create the confusion. He says that allow them to do. Na buddhi bedam janaye, do not create confusion in those people. Ajnanam, those people who are ajnanis, who are karma sanginam, who are attached to the karma that they are doing in a lawful way, legal way. Na buddhi bedam janaye, do not create confusion just because you are now in the karma yoga path. Okay. So na buddhi vedam janaye ajnana karma sangina, because they also have to ensure that they do things in a dharmic way, they do all those kinds of things, they have to understand things. They will come at some point in time. So your responsibility is not to go and you have got no right to go and confuse them and tell them that don't do karma. These karmas are only going to bind you in this world. These karmas are only driven by raga dveshas. He says, don't give those lectures to those people. Don't create confusion. Joshaye sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. He says that sarva karmani joshaye, encourage them to do all the karmas. Let them do the karmas. Okay. But what you do is that you continue to do what you are supposed to do in a very whatever thing way you are doing. No, you asakta karma, you continue to do that, but do not create kind of confusion in the minds of those people. But whenever you have got opportunity to talk to them, that time what you can do is that you always insist them that whatever they are doing, they should do it in a dharmic way. They should not slip in the dharmic way, adharma way. They should not go. So teach them that kinds of a thing. And then sometimes those people will ask, why is that you are having this kind of thought process? Then he should slowly tell them that you are not the doer. Okay, you as Atma is not the doer. It is the body mind complex which is the doer. You can just start to put them some thought process into it, but do not try to create. Do not try to start giving them a kind of gospel. Don't do that. That's what is very, very clearly cautioning, because if you do that kind of a thing, then those people will start losing their enthusiasm of doing everything. When you say somebody that you don't have to do that work, people are very happy on Sunday. They will not even get up of the bed. They'll be very happy there, because the human tendency is that if everything is there and they are told that you don't have to do, then they will not do anything. He says, no, please do not ever create confusion in the minds of ajnani who are attached to karma sanginam, na buddhi bedam jane, do not create the confusion. Joshaye sarva karmani, encourage them to do everything. They have to be indulgent, doing their work in the right way, dharma, in a dharmic manner. Please do that. That is what is important. However, you continue to do the things the way it has got to be done. Okay, that's what he says. Now, one of the most important things that we have to understand here is that Adi Shankaracharya, he was a kind of a elevated soul. Okay, he had realized God in himself. Okay, if he had realized God in himself, then he can go and tell people, don't go to temple, don't look at the karma yoga, karma kanda portion of the Vedas, don't look at that. You only start going and meditating and understanding Advaita Vedanta of Bhagavan is inside you only. He could have done that, but he did not do that. He ensured that he established the four matas, okay, for various Vedas. He started coming out with so many temples across the country. He had made all these kinds of Devi worships and all, he brought it. Okay, Annapurna worship or Saraswati and all those kinds of worship, he had made God into different forms for a common man to understand. It is same Ishvara only. But he had ensured that when we are thinking of knowledge, we think of Saraswati. When you want to think of wealth, he has told about Lakshmi. When you want to have Dharya Lakshmi. So he had only given this particular understanding to people so that the same Brahman, he was able to change it into the taste of people, establish temples all over the world, came out with so many shlokas, came out with so many kinds of worship practices, so that the normal people will be able to engage. If Adi Shankara had decided, I am a jnani, I don't have to do anything, and everybody will go and tell them that, you only don't go to temple, don't look at karma kanda of the Veda, and then you only start doing this, no? It would have given a tremendous chaotic situation. But he had ensured that though he knows everything, though for him there was no need for him to go to a temple to worship, because he has got Ishvara in himself. He has realized Ishvara within himself itself. There was no need for him. But he did everything. That is, he did not want to create a confusion. Rather, he wanted to ensure that everything is done with so much enthusiasm, be it Badrinath temple or Shringeri or Kanchi Kapakodi temple, Kanchipuram or Satara temple. You look at so many temples across, be it Triambakeshwar temple that somebody is right now today. Everywhere he has gone, everywhere he has established temples, everywhere he had established some practices. And then all the festivals in India he has only started, be it Diwali or be it Navaratri celebrations. All the celebrations he had only started. Before that, the entire, some 2000 years ago, it was not a worship of Devatas. They were all worshipping, sorry, it was not a worship of God in the Murti form. Earlier, they were all worshipping only nature. Okay, but he had brought in all those kinds of practices so that everybody is able to come into a dharmic way of life. And then from the dharmic way of life, then slowly somebody understand what is the purpose of life, and then they become a karma yogi, and then they can become like that. So he is very clearly telling that do not confuse people who are attached to karma. Ensure that they are encourage Joshe Sarva Karmani, encourage them to do the karma for dharmic karmas very well, samacharan. So that is what he is telling very clearly. So we have also to ensure that we cannot go and confuse people who are having some kinds of beliefs and then they go to temple and then have some beliefs. If you are already in the process of karma yoga and then you feel that this is the right thing, then we cannot tell them that karma kanda is telling all these kinds of karmas, don't do that, because it is all going to bind you with papa punya, bind you with palas. The palas means that you have to continue to live in samsara. Don't do that. Everybody will be able to come to their understanding at some point in time. Then they'll enroll into some kinds of Vedanta class or Bhagavad Gita class and then have some discussion. Then some thought process will be seeded, and then they'll start slowly understanding what is the thing. And then they'll be able to understand what is that they have been doing all these days and what is that really they have to start doing in terms of understanding oneself. So till such time somebody is able to come slowly to this particular understanding of Vedanta, do not go and confuse people who are already in a dharmic way of life and doing and earning money or earning everything in a dharmic way without creating any problem. They are attached to karma. Let them do this karma, but you do the karma in an enthusiastic way for a loka sangraham, and then continue. Loka sangraham, taking care of your family, taking care of your society, etc. So never create any confusion in the minds of other people. Okay. Next.
Krishna Pavani Bagini.
Namaste, Mahoday.
Namaste. Prakrute kriyamanani.
प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि
गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः
गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः
प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः
प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः.
Good. Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी.
अहंकार विमूढात्मा
अहंकार विमूढात्मा अहंकार विमूढात्मा
कर्ताहमिति मन्यते
कर्ताहमिति मन्यते कर्ताहमिति मन्यते
अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते
अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
नेक्स्ट.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी.
प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः
प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः.
गुड. नेक्स्ट.
श्रीमती भगिनी.
अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते
अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
नेक्स्ट.
के ललिता भगिनी.
Yes, sir.
First line 2 times.
प्रकृतें क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः.
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी HR भगिनी.
Second line 2 times.
Yes, sir. अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
Next.
लीना मेहुलदामा भगिनी.
The 2 lines once.
प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी.
The 2 lines once.
प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी.
2 lines once.
प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
Next.
ललिता रामचंद्रन भगिनी.
Yes, Vandya. प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
Good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय.
Yes, sir. प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि नैकर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा ताहमीति मन्यते.
Karta aham iti. Kartahamiti.
तत्ताहमिति मन्यते.
Good. One more person.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी.
प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
So we'll go to the meaning of this. Okay. Now, Prakriti and Purusha are two things which will be continuously seeing in some more chapters also. Okay. Prakriti is nature. Okay. And Purusha is the Atma, Brahman. Okay. That's the one understanding we need to have at high level. We'll delve into it much, much deeper as we progress into some other chapters also. So Prakriti is the known. Whatever you know is a Prakriti you can take. Okay. Whatever is known to you is a Prakriti. And who is the knower? The knower is the person, the self or Atma. He is the knower. So anything the person knows is a known, which is a Prakriti. Okay, that is one thing. And even in this chapter number 13, Kshetra, Kshetragya Vibhaga Yoga, also we'll talk what is Kshetram and what is Kshetrajnan. In Kshetram is all Prakriti will come in Kshetram. Okay, now when you look at, I'll just take some 5-10 minutes to explain this particular concept, very interesting concept. One is a macrocosm and microcosm. Macro means when you look at the entire universe. Okay, when you look at the entire universe, it all came out with a kind of Big Bang theory and all. That's all fine. Now, when you look at the universe as such, all of you might have understood about the concepts of mass and energy. Einstein's theory of mass and energy. E equal to mc square. He has given out the formula, and Einstein came out with the formula sometime in the 1920s. E equal to mc square, which is energy and mass. They both are related. So when you look at the entire universe, you have got mass. Mass is all jada. The body is a mass. Any material that is jada, it is inert. It's called inert. So you got mass. And any energy that you have makes the mass move. Okay. The body is jada, but there's a energy inside the body which makes it move. Okay. So one is a body, one is a mass, other one is energy. The third one is what? Mass and energy, two things. Third one is a law which makes everything in proper sync. For example, Earth is a mass by itself. Earth has got energy because of which it is continuously rotating. Day and night are also formed. So mass, energy. Then it is also confined to a law. The law is every 24 hours it will make one revolution. Every year it will go around the sun. It will take the same kind of orbit. So when you look at the entire world order, you have got a mass, you have got energy, and then the intelligence, which is ensuring that they're all governed by a law. Okay. So you have to understand mass, energy, and law. That is the whole universal order. Anything you do, maybe planetary motion, Saturn movement, Jupiter movement, Mars movement, everything has got the same principle. Mass, energy, intelligence. Intelligence is governing the laws. Now, when you look at our body now, come from the universe, macrocosm to microcosm. This body is a jada, is a mass, right? In the body, you also have energy. Energy in the means of what? You got pranas, you got the mind, which is able to ensure that everything is properly done. Okay, so you got a body, you got energy inside the body. Because of that, everything is there. And then you also have intelligence. That is also a part of the body. So the macrocosm, whatever we say as a mass, energy, and intelligence, we also have a mass, energy, and intelligence, right? But the mass, energy, and intelligence that is there for the universe or for the human being, they are there with one substratum which passes through everything, and that substratum is Brahma. The substratum on which the mass, energy, and intelligence exist in the entire world, is a Brahman, and the same substratum is the Brahman within us, because of which the body, mind, intelligence, everything is existing. Okay, that is another understanding we need to have. If you're finding it very too much, don't worry about it. Forget about this. You'll just have some concepts coming in. Then the other important thing is that when you look at it from the perspective of tamas, tamas is mass. It is inert. Tamas is also inert. So we have got three gunas. One is tamas is inert. Okay. Then rajas is action. Action is energy. So the second guna, rajas, when we say is energy. The third one is what? Sattva. Sattva is intelligence. Intelligence is the one that governs everything. So you have got three gunas: sattva, rajas, and tamas. Body, mind, intelligence. Right? So these are the kinds of things that we need to understand. So the body is primarily tamas, tamo guna. And then mind and other things, they are all going to be acting. So that is going to be the indriyas, the sensory organs, etc., are going to be acting continuously. Mind is going to order them, then they all act. So that is the energy is there. Then intelligence is how everything is put forward. And only if the mind cannot by itself understand Bhagavan, mind has to have intelligence through which only we will be able to understand Bhagavan. Okay, that is the other thing that we need to have. So these are three gunas that we have. That is rajas, tamas, and sattva. But all of them, if you look at any action that we do, action is done by the body with the mind complex. Body mind complex is responsible for any kind of action we do, right? Mind says, go and grab this tumbler, you go and grab the tumbler. Mind says, take this book and read, you take the book and read. Mind says, come at 2:15 for the Bhagavad Gita class, we come to the Bhagavad Gita class. So the body mind complex is primarily the one which is a guna, the three gunas by which everything is happening. The entire action that is happening in the world is happening only because of the three gunas which have come from the Prakriti. Prakriti means you can say from nature we have got that, or these three body mind complex also can be called as Prakriti. Okay. Then the witness to all these actions that we are doing is Atma. Atma knows that mind is doing this. Mind is making the body to do this. Because of that, everything is being done. So that is a witness conscious that we have within ourselves, which is a Brahman or Ishvara or Atma, is there. So the person who does not know the witness consciousness, the person who does not know that he is the person, self is different, and is able, it is only the mind and body complex which is doing all the work. He feels that ahamkara vimudatma, the person who thinks that vimudatma is the person who is deluded person, he thinks that ahamkara, I am doing it. Karta aham iti manyate. He thinks that I am the doer, I am the doer. But actually, the self is not a doer. It is very body mind complex. So the people who are not able to understand, they think that they are doing it. They feel that Atma is doing it. No, it's not the Atma. It is the body mind complex is doing all the work. The mind thinks, vrittis come in the mind, and then which makes the body to do certain things. Actions are being done. It may be action for earning something. It may be action for many things that we are doing. So it is the body mind complex which is doing the action. But the person who does not know that Atma is inert, Atma does not do anything, he thinks that ahankaram, he feels that I am doing it. That is the ego is doing that. He is the egoistic person. He thinks that he is doing it. And everybody will say, I am a person, I am so-and-so, I am so-and-so. That is the ego. Okay. Actually, the Atma is not doing it. Atma is totally free from doing all those kinds of things. It is a non-doer of any kind of action. It is the ahankaram vimudatma karta aham iti manyate. He thinks he is the karta aham iti manyate. So we have to understand this in a very bigger perspective. I don't know how much I was able to explain to you. So because Atma is a non-doer, it is a body-mind complex which is alone the doer. Atma is a witness conscious which is looking at it. And the ahankara vimudatma, the person who thinks that he is doing it, is egocentric, ego-controlled individual who is deluded and he thinks that he is doing it. That is the meaning of this particular thing. And then when does this particular ego come into ourselves? Till the age of 2 or 3 years of age, I don't think anybody had any ego. Okay, a child when he was 2 years old, he did not think that I am an Indian, I am white, I am fair, I am from a rich family, my father has got BMW. No, there was no ego at all at that time. It is just a child. I am not American, I am a Caucasian, I am a so-and-so. No, there was no ego. ego starts building subsequently, slowly in life, that then you go to some place and I say, I am studying in so and so place. Then you are studying in so and so, I am studying in so and so, ego comes in. Then you are done English medium, I done Tamil medium, ego comes in. So what happens is that life, slowly the ego starts coming in. Ego comes at every level of interaction with the world, right? Right from the time we as a child grow into some small 3 years, 4 years onwards, this starts building up. And then we all have so much of accumulated egos about ourselves. I am so much, I am so, I am so, we got so, that has become so strong in us that we are only egocentric person and we are not able to understand the real self within ourselves. So he's just laying a foundation for this particular understanding in this sloka. Okay. If you find it slow, difficult, I think don't worry about it. But I thought it's necessary to explain to you. Otherwise, this is a very highly loaded sloka. Okay. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Tattva vittu mahabaho.
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो
गुणकर्म विभागयोः.
गुणकर्म विभागयोः गुणकर्म विभागयोः
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः.
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bagini.
Yes. Guna guneshu vartante.
गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते
Iti matva na sajjate.
इति मत्वा न सज्जते इति मत्वा न सज्जते
Guna guneshu vartante. Iti matva na sajjate.
गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bagini.
Tattva vittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho.
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः.
Good. Guna. Next.
Veena Fanishri Bagini.
Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate.
गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
Next.
Rajalakshmi Bagini.
First line 2 times.
Yes. तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः.
Good. Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bagini.
Second line 2 times.
गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
Good. Next.
K. Lalita Bagini.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So both the lines once slowly.
तत्त्ववेत्तु महाबाहो
गुणकर्मविभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
Good. Next.
Leena Mehuldama Bhagini.
Yes.
Yeah, the two lines slowly.
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the two lines slowly once.
Tattva viddu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho guna guneshu vartande idhimatva na sajjade.
One more person.
Vijayalakshmi R Bhagini.
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्मविभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
So here is only the earlier shloka that we saw about. Further extending it to it, a person who is a wise person, who is a jnani, who is able to understand that the Atma is different, gunas are different, karma is different. A person who is a karma yogi also is very clear about what he is doing and attachment. He knows karma and sakta very clearly, a karma yogi. A tattvavittu means a jnani, he is able to know what is gunas. Gunas are the body mind complex, and actions, the differences and all he knows very, very, very clearly. Tattvavittu mahabaho, he knows about that. And then guna gunesha vartante, it is the engagement of gunas within themselves. For example, we have a body mind complex with us. You know, everybody has got a body mind complex. When you look at the world of objects, then what is happening is that the world of objects is either you see that, or you hear something, or you taste something that is going to be managed, that is going to be felt by you through your five senses only. The world of object comes to your knowledge only through your five senses. So they have got their own thing. So for example, you have got eyesight. Because the eyesight, you are able to look at a form or a color, which is a guna of something. You look at a beautiful rose. So you are able to know the guna of that rose, which is the rose in color, beautiful flower, very, very, very soft in nature. So this particular faculty of body-mind complex interacts with that particular faculty, and then there's engagement of that. So every time you find that you are able to engage yourself with the external world, your body-mind complex is able to relate with those external objects either through one of the five senses. So the person who has understood that he is an Atma, he knows that it is a kind of engagement of the gunas out the outside world with the guna of the individual. They both are just engaging and they both are just interacting. That's it. In no way I as an Atma is getting impacted. I am only a witness consciousness. That's what he understands. So what he is now trying to tell is that the karma is again a kind of action that we do in the external world, but we are not getting attached. A karma yogi does not get attached. But this person who has gone to the next level, he knows that it is the body-mind complex which is only interacting with the gunas of the outside world. And as a Atma is a non-doer and he is just a witness conscious for this. So that is the kind of understanding that they were able to get as a Tattvavittu. Tattvavittu means the person who is able to understand the Tattvam, that particular thing is me. Tat is me. Aham Tattvam Asi. Once he understands that, he is a Tattvavittu. He knows about that. So he says that it is an engagement of the gunas with the gunas of the external world. Gunas of individuals, the gunas of the external world. That is the engagement, that is the interaction that is happening. And it is nothing to do with the Atma. So it is neither attached to the gunas nor to the karma. So he is very, very clear about that. So his attitude towards the world of interactions and actions is totally different in terms of a Tattvavittu or a person who is a karma yogi or a jnani. So we will close with this. Satta karmanya vidvamsah yata kurvanti bharata kuryat vidvams tata saktah chikeshur loka sangraham न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेद् अज्ञानां कर्म संगिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो गुणकर्म विभागयोः गुणा गुणेषु वर्तन्ते इति मत्वा न सज्जते ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम्